What's up, everybody? Doing a Testarossa Rants. I think this is number 6. Got the whole band here today. Got Jordan Stanky Leg West.
What's up, y'all?
Buddy Buddy Shrimp Boy Radford. And Blake Webb.
You done messed up, Balaki. Today we're smoking a Marlboro 72 Red.
Classic smoke.
It is a delicious tarnish blend that is made in Virginia. You will want to step in and try it.
It's got a nice blend of Virginia tobaccos. It's a very pleasant smoke. I suggest everybody smoke them.
It's all domestic.
Doctors approved.
All domestic. It's about $10 a pack now, so it's very affordable. It's a good habit to have. But anyway, we're going to talk about important stuff today. I know lately I've been kind of heavy on the rants, so I'm going to talk about some important stuff like wrestling.
Did you say wrestling, Cole?
Wrestling.
Wrestling.
No, he said wrestling.
Wrestling. And I'm not talking in the Olympic stuff. That's fake. That's for wussies. I'm talking about Stone Cold. I'm talking about Degeneration X, X-Pac, you know, Road Dogg.
Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, the old stuff's cool too, but I'm talking Attitude Era. WWE is lame. They need to bring back the Attitude Era. Whatever happened to that? I remember sitting on the washing machine in elementary school watching on a little black and white television because my parents were watching CSI Miami. Thursday night, watching SmackDown. When you hear that glass shatter and Stone Cold comes out ready to lay the whooping on somebody, what you gonna do? That's what wrestling was. And I just feel like wrestling's been so watered down and it's turned into a soap opera. There's no actual wrestling anymore. I mean, what happened? So this is my call out to WWE. They need to get it together. They need to bring the Attitude Era back because it's golden stuff. I mean, that's my childhood, man. Wrestling, if I wasn't playing music, I would be a professional wrestler.
I will say 2 words. Ric Flair.
Probably the best at selling and making people look good. Ric Flair is a good one. And
Charlotte,
plus,
North Carolina, Ric Flair.
and plus, Scott Steiner, a literal liability. He would go out there yelling at the crowd, like literally slap people in the crowd. Came out walking tigers. I mean, old wrestling was like rock stars. Like they were rock stars. But now it's all soap opera stuff. But I just had to get that off my chest because let's be real. People still act like they support the WWE, but it's lame now. It's lame. I can't even watch it. I tried to tune in, and I watched probably 5 minutes, and not a single person got a 5-star frog splash. And I was a little disappointed.
What happened to the Worm?
The Worm? He's dead now. No, not Scotty Too Hot. He ain't dead. Grandmaster Sexay. He's dead. So, rest in peace, brother. Also want to talk about the music biz. So, Buddy's had some stuff weighing on his heart. He's gonna lay it on you.
Something I've noticed recently is have a lot of people that expect a lot in the music industry without putting any work in whatsoever. I don't know how many sleepless nights I've been up sending messages out, emails, that nothing comes without a cost, which is a lot of my free time getting our music to people where it needs to be. We have in no shape or form made it, not even close. But
I've made it. Y'all are still
pretty damn proud of where we're at.
I'm pretty proud of where I'm at. Y'all are catching up.
People that expect stuff to just be handed to them. It's not like the old days of being out playing a show and somebody see you playing and oh my God, they're so awesome. I'm going to put them on the road. This and that. We're in a new generation where there's a lot of work as far as
well, I mean, just think
consumption.
about music venues. Back in the day, venues used to sell themselves. Now they don't sell themselves anymore, and I think there's a disconnect in the music world and bands' attitudes towards how they should sound, how they should perform, and that disconnect's very evident when people don't go out to see live music anymore. And that goes to what else we wanted to talk about.
We'll let Blake take it from here.
Bands that are going out and playing live, to a degree you would expect it to be a real live performance. But there are so many bands that it's like, without going too far into this, it's like a glorified karaoke, man. And you know, you see your favorite bands. I'm not going to say any names here. Some of the biggest bands of all time, You go expect a live performance. Man, I just want to see a show, man. If I'm paying money to go see an artist, I want to see them for who they are. I don't care if they hit a C instead of a D and they're supposed to hit a G. Whatever, man. I just want to hear people for what they are, man.
And you know, and that goes to, like, I don't care if a live performance is spotless, because I'm never going to have a spotless live performance because these losers.
Unlike me.
I don't care if a performance is spotless because I am by no means perfect live, and I don't strive to be perfect live because, I mean, if I wanted to hear a perfect recording, I would just listen to the album. And I feel like live, when you're playing to a click track or you're playing to a track, you can't stop the song mid-song and, like, you know, call somebody out in the crowd, and you can't interact. You're married to that track.
It's the same show every night.
And I don't think that's fair to necessarily sell that as a live act. I mean, if it's your thing, cool, do you. But rock and roll is supposed to be live, improvised. You know, when we're playing a song, you know, I might switch it up and throw a curveball at them.
He's been known to do that many a time.
And you can't do that when you're playing to a track, and you can't read the crowd as well. The crowd's stuck to that track with you. So if they're not feeling the song, you can't just switch it up. And I mean, you got to keep going, and I don't think it translates well in a live environment.
Yeah. Especially in rock.
I'm glad you said improvise. That's the other thing. If you're playing with so many backing tracks to where it is, like one of you said it, the same exact show every single night, I mean, if you're not improvising anything, you're not even being genuine with yourself as a musician. Like a lot of the guitar solos and stuff. Well, you guys know I don't ever know how to play the same thing twice. Yeah. So.
Because it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It feels good.
I mean, you need to keep the same vibe and the same idea, but it doesn't have to be the same live because people came to see you live.
Well, you get a different feed off of every crowd as well.
Yeah.
You know, you could get a different feed off of every crowd of whether you should keep going with this chant or whether you should just cut and run on it. Yeah. You know. And
you know, when we record in the studio, we do everything live one take, so replicating it's impossible.
He's a liar.
Buddy does it one
time. At the
time.
end of the day, I really think that performing, whatnot, writing, and crafting, and creating, I think it's all an extension of yourself. And if you can't go out and on stage and be yourself, and however you're feeling that night, I just feel like you're going to get really burned on that really quick. And I feel like that's going to translate to the audience. Like, they're going to hear that.
Oh, yeah. And that brings me to a point me and Jordan were talking about earlier. What happened to frontmen? Like, I love playing the guitar. I have tons of guitars. I'm all about guitar. I've played it my whole life. But there comes a time when you got to set the guitar down and you got to get up there and shake that booty and entertain the crowd. Put the guitar down. Nobody cares that you play guitar anymore. They want to see a front man.
We forgot to talk about our sponsor, which is Polar Pop.
This episode's sponsored by Polar Pop, the Circle K. Keeping it real. But what happened to frontman? I mean, there's good singers and frontmen out there still, obviously. I'm just saying as a whole, like, you go back to the 70s and 80s and frontmen were dime a dozen. I mean, like, there's so many frontmen from the classic era of rock and roll that people can name. The best being Jim Dandy Mangrum from Black Oak, Arkansas. I don't care what anybody says. Jim Dandy's the best. David Lee Roth stole his shtick from him. David Lee Roth's the second best. Steven Tyler.
Radford.
Buddy Radford.
Fred Durst.
Fred Durst.
Fred Durst.
He's one that slipped through the cracks, you know. He made it all the way into the 90s and 2000s. So.
He's a little late to the party.
Yeah, but Fred Durst is all-time top 10.
Got to give him credit.
Easily top 10.
Where it's due.
I mean, watch the Woodstock 99 concert. It's undeniable. The man owned the crowd.
Speaking of Woodstock 99, have you seen where Green Day played that? They got like mud all over the stage.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
That
good.
Yeah.
My point here.
Oh, my bad. We cut Buddy off because it's a perfect segue.
I
You got to take the natural segues. We're not on a track here. We got to improvise.
Musicians, if you are trying to make it in music, if that is your life goal, there is no fairy or music god out there that will lead you and find you. If you don't make it in music, it's no one's fault but your own because you did not work hard enough. Someone else worked harder than you. so you have to work harder than everybody else.
And
But you also
There's a little bit of
there's no music
Right
gods.
place, right
no,
time.
no, but yeah, there's
luck.
I don't believe in luck. I think you kind of make your own luck, but
Yeah.
there is a little bit of grace in there. But I do agree with you to a certain extent. Everybody wants to be a rock star, but nobody wants to do.
Nobody wants to put the work in.
Nobody wants to do the rock star thing, which is not really parties, drugs, girls. That's not really rock star thing.
That's an image.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not. You
Let me
can't
tell you,
make it.
and this brings me to one of my theories. Guns N' Roses.
Uh-huh.
There's no way, and Motley Crue, it's bands like that. There's no way they were partying and drinking and doing all those drugs, and were able to succeed. Somebody was steering the ship. Now,
Oh, absolutely.
the band might have been straight out, but somebody there was steering the ship for them.
Somebody had to be clear-headed.
You can't live like that and expect good things to come out of it. So, yeah, the
It's
whole,
like dying.
yeah.
Well, one thing else I wanted to point out is we don't take ourselves seriously as people, but we take ourselves seriously as musicians. We're all goofy, plain and simple, and it shows in our interviews.
Well, we don't take ourselves serious as musicians. I gave up on that.
No.
I was like, man, I don't have the voice. I don't have the guitar skills. So, like, yeah, there's people better than me. So,
Oh, there's always people better than. There's 1,000 times drummers out there that are way better than I ever thought of. But do they have the work ethic that it takes?
you take the band and the concept of the band and your music serious. If you take yourself too serious, though, it's going to show on stage. You got to be able to make fun of yourself.
Especially if you've got a fan that blows your hair back. I think you take yourself too seriously.
Yeah, well, no, dude, that's
I
That's
want a
actually pretty
fan.
classic. I like that. I'm not gonna lie. If anyone would like to donate an on-stage fan for the drummer of Testarossa, that would be amazing.
And I'll st-
I will send
Drummer
my
gets a
address to
pass. It's hot as hell. But like, I don't know, like you think like
You
Steve
don't like the
Vai, he's
fan?
playing, it's just like
but
blowing
he's
in
Steve
the
Vai.
wind.
He's an alien.
Steve Vai.
He's an angel, dude.
Don't you dare talk about Steve Vai.
Oh, and also, we're talking about Steve Vai. He played on the best Van Halen record there ever was, the Spanish version of Eat 'Em and Smile. Best Van Halen record ever put out there. Steve Vai did it. Steve Vai did it, not Eddie Van Halen. Who? Eddie Van who? Steve Vai.
Who?
Steve Vai did it.
Who is it? I know who Steve Vai is. I'm just messing.
Yeah, I'm just saying the best Van Halen record ever. Eat 'Em and Smile, the Spanish version.
All right.
David Lee Roth, actually the original Van Halen brother.
Yeah.
Favorite guitar player ever? Jordan?
Jason Becker.
Jason Becker.
I think.
Favorite vocalist?
I want to go guitar player. I want to think about guitar players.
Okay, go ahead.
Favorite guitar player?
Your
favorite.
favorite.
It's kind of a two-way tie. Either John Sykes or Richie Kotzen. So,
Favorite drummer? Rick Allen, Def Leppard.
and who's your favorite bass player?
As far as bass players go, it can't just be about the bass playing, but probably Gene Simmons, man. That dude's like a freaking monster on stage. Like his energy is unparalleled, and he's an entertainer, man.
He's
His
got
business
some-
skills.
He's
as
got
well.
some killer lawyers too. We'll probably get sued for that Kiss comment earlier.
Oh, man.
We love you, kids.
Nah, Kiss is the reason I got into music. So
Yeah, me too, dude. I
Def
wanna hear
Leppard
that
would
now.
be the reason for me.
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm still playing it. I don't know why.
And I will say, this is going to be surprising, but I think Gene Simmons is an underrated bass player.
I do
go
too.
listen-
I don't understand why people said he sucked because
No, dude.
some of those bass lines are taxation is theft. Yeah, it's pretty dope.
All right, guys. Well, this has been another edition.
Testarossa Rants. Sorry, I had to interrupt you.
Absolutely. I wouldn't expect anything less from the singer,
I know. I got an image to live up to here, so
which is being an ass.
being better than everybody.
Absolutely.
So
They will respect you then.
Anyways, guys, we got some backing tracks we got to go practice with. So
our
Catch you later.
choreography is going to be off the chain.
Oh,
Off the
no,
chain.
don't be
It's gonna
knocking choreography,
No,
man.
no, no, no.
Kiss's little
No.
thing
It's
is
gonna be like
badass.
Warrant, Down Boys, everybody down on their knees, swinging, head like
At
it's
the same time.
I'm down.
crazy. With the Down Boys. All right, later, folks.